Farewell, Volcano, the story of High concentrates around Fang, a teenager about to begin their senior year of high school in a version of our current world where dinosaurs predominate. Actually, they're not all that prepared, because they're more worried about getting an audition for a prominent Battle of the Bands contest, which could help them and their friends' band, Worm Drama, achieve fame. Nothing could stop them now, with the exception of the fact that Fang must somehow deal with the idea that their paths have changed a bit over the summer and may have new priorities in life. Oh, and the enormous asteroid that is reportedly going to strike the Earth and obliterate everything. That might also obstruct the process. The COVID-19 pandemic had an impact on the game in more ways than one, as was mentioned during our preview of it at PAX East earlier this year. School life has changed significantly in this time period, and Goodbye Volcano High's coming-of-age story skillfully captures that feeling of having all of your goals for the year abruptly disrupted and everything coming to a standstill. How does one effectively deal with such a world and the potential that nothing will ever be the same again? In a beautiful connection, Fang's narrative explores these topics even before the asteroid becomes a more well-known danger. Yes, the characters of Goodbye Volcano High are informed of the asteroid's existence early on, but at this period when everything is still unsure, we get to experience a nice variety of responses to the news. Some characters develop nihilism, asking what the point is if it seems that the world is doomed. Some people are speculating about what would occur and making more rational arguments about whether or not the asteroid would even hit if it posed a threat. Then there are some who recognize this problem, talk about it, and perhaps even make light of it while attempting to live their normal lives. It's wonderful to witness such a spectrum of emotions in everyone, especially those experienced through in-game interactions. The gameplay of Goodbye Volcano High is essentially a standard multiple-choice dialogue game, where you choose Fang's responses and subsequently determine how they react to each bit. Certain choices lead to certain paths, and an alignment chart shows how close they are to each of their friends, including their brother Nasa, who appears to be more successful than the other friends. However, it works particularly effectively in this instance, because the options you select represent Fang's inner sentiments and thoughts. Certain speech boxes feature details like flames for fury, heartbeats for romance, smaller text for fear, and more, which is a really great touch. There are times when the interface is messed up a little, with choices switching to static and changing, if there is ever a situation where things are obviously getting too chaotic for Fang. You even have to commit to major choices by holding down the triggers on a controller as if to emphasize things. It's just a collection of wonderful little details that seem to reflect the thoughts of a teen at this particular stage of development. Fang has to deal with the perception that their two closest friends and bandmates, Trish and Reed, don't even care about Worm Drama any longer right from the beginning. Notably, Trish and Reed are on opposing sides of the spectrum, with Trish concentrating more on learning, watching babies, and growing her interest in entomology as they care for their new worm, Mango indicating that they have moved on to genuine worm drama. The cast is especially excellent, bringing together a nice and colorful group of teenagers with a nice assortment of different personalities and quirks. From the more rebellious Fang to the sweet and nerdy Naomi, plus the more peppy and pastel-colored Sage and Stella. However, whatever direction you can take them in tends to feel perfectly natural. The voice acting is excellent, and the cast generally gets along well with one another, especially during situations like Reed's game of Dungeons & Dragons and Dragons, Rary, Legends and Lore, where each character has the opportunity to express a different aspect of who they are. These games' good sense of humor is also on display during these sessions, especially with Reed serving as both the game master and narrator. These sessions compete with a few other adorable touches, like having Fang design Worm Drama's new logo, and poster or helping them pose for Picture Day. They offer a sweet little art change and take a detour into mini-game round the rhythm game segments where Fang performs the new songs they write. For the Battle of the Bands, over the course of the game and a per tourse of the game, a particularly nice touch. There are moments where the player gets to help decide the lyrics to a particular song along the way, complete with assistance from a potential crush at one point. Are of course the biggest gameplay change. They're fantastic, simple to pick up. Just right in terms of difficulty, and most importantly, they have fantastic music, with the indie rock pop soundtrack having a ton of jewels on it.